Hey guys, good morning. Hey, I wanted to talk a little bit. I know it's been a while since I made a video on this channel, but I wanted to talk about the state of my business, how good it's doing or good it's not doing, and what I plan on doing in the future to change those things. Fall is coming. It's in the air, as they say, and historically, from what I'm gathering, that's a slow time for this business. But we'll see if we can't make it work anyway. All right, guys, so flat out, my business has not been doing well. I've had that one rental, and that is it. The one that I did a video about, I guess last month now. That's the only business I've had, and it's been really slow. So what I've been doing for advertising is Google ads. So I'm paying Google, and I've had several calls there, and Facebook ads, and like Marketplace, which I actually just got kicked off of Marketplace. Well, my ad did, because I guess you're not allowed to promote services there. They want you to buy their posts and like boost your post. And that's the other way I've been doing it, is boosting posts and going through the correct channels for Facebook. So those are my three methods right now. Of course, and then pound and pavement, handing out cards, talking to people. I've got a ton of tire kickers. So I'd say probably about 2/3 of everyone I've talked to, I've been able to get their information and send them an estimate. And Docket is the program I use, excuse me, and I keep all that information in there, and I have sent about $4,000 in estimates. So there's a lot of interest, but I can't get anyone to pull the trigger. There's a lot of people that are interested in like house clean outs and, you know, cleaning the yard and doing things like that. But I've also had a fair amount of commercial interests. And I've got one that's on the hook right now that I think is going to work. It's a commercial business. He's a plumber in a couple towns over, and he wants a can on a monthly basis. Now, I only have 2 cans, but they are sitting here right now. So I'm like, yes, I will get you a can. And I gave him a really good, a fair monthly rate. And I think it was fair, because as soon as I told him the number, he's like, yeah, great, let's do it. But he has a can there right now, and he wants to finish that off before he starts using my service. Now, I don't know if that is like an easy way to let me down. Like, yeah, I'll call you when I'm ready kind of thing, because I've been hearing that for months. Yeah, I'll call you when I'm ready, or he's actually going to do it. So I sent him an estimate. He reviewed the estimate. Of course, he hasn't agreed to anything or signed anything yet, but that is promising. It's recurring money, which is good, but the longer rentals make much less money. So, you know, as opposed to like, so my prices is like $350 for 5-day rental or whatever, and then 10 days every day after that. And I usually give everybody 2 tons. Well, the monthly one, I mean, I make more money on, I would make more money on a 2-day or a 3-day if I could just keep those moving, like routinely, you know, swapping in and out, but I can't, I just don't have the volume for that. So I figure if I can get a monthly $600 coming in off of that can, I would definitely take that. So that's what I'm charging, $500 for him to have full access to the can at his business, and $100 to swap it. So that's the detail there. So also, one of the super valuable lessons that I just recently learned is not having my numbers ready to go and my shit squared away cost me some business. I was contacted by a contractor. He's about an hour away. So that was my first thing. I was like, do I want to take a job that's an hour away? At this point, I absolutely do. You know, it's work. I'm not going to turn it down. Even if my profit isn't as big, I need to get these cans moving. I need to get them on site. I need people to see whose these cans are. I need to get this thing moving. So even if I have to drive an hour and my profit margin isn't as big, I'm still in the black on it. I'm not going to lose money. So this guy wanted a can. He wanted it like he said in the next week. So I'm like, okay, yeah, let me get some numbers together and I'll call you back. Well, I figured out the numbers and what it would take to do exactly what he was asking. And by the time I got back to him, it was probably 45 minutes later, and he had already secured a can through Republic or one of the big ones. So he was ready to go. And I'm sure he paid more through Republic than what he paid me, but he didn't care. He needed the can. He needed it secured because he was bidding a job, and he needed to know that he had it ready to go. So me not having those numbers squared away cost me that business. Super valuable lesson that I need to have these things ready to go. So I built a price sheet and I made kind of my matrix, and I've got every foreseeable thing that I can think of ready to go and laid out now. And also I gave that to my wife because when my business line rings, it rings through on both of our phones, and she takes a lot of the calls because she's nicer to talk to than I am. So yeah, now I got all those numbers ready to go, and when that happens again, I'll be like, boom, yeah, it's XYZ, I can have one here, blah, 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 ready to go. And that also, in my opinion, probably boosts the consumer's confidence in your abilities and capabilities. So that was a big thing that I learned from this as well. Another one, we had someone call in, my wife took the call, and it was a homeowner who wanted a can. And my price, I presented her the price and told her it was, this much, and then everything over the included tonnage was prorated at whatever the landfill was. It's like $36 a ton. So it was prorated per pound by $36 a ton. And she's like, okay, cool, I just want to shop around a little bit more and blah, blah, blah. So we're like, yeah, that's no problem. So we called her back about an hour later just to make sure she got something lined up. And she did. She went with somebody else, and my wife asked her, said, well, you're trying to improve our business, and I just want to know why you went with the other person. They said, well, your prices were exactly the same as the other guy, but they didn't have any excess fees for tonnage. And we were like, well, how much did they include? And she's like, well, they didn't say. And I wasn't going to get into it with her, but what she doesn't know is that when she signs a contract for these people, there is a clause in there for their weight, whether it's 2 tons, 1 ton, or whatever it is. They are not going to, out of the kindness of their heart, pay excess tonnage at the dump because you're a good person and you smell good or whatever. That's not the way it works. They just didn't advertise it up front that, hey, this is, you get 2 tons included or 1 ton included, and everything over is $40 a ton or whatever it's going to be for their business model. They didn't advertise that. They left it to be found out the old-fashioned way when, they hit your card for an excess tonnage fee. And I hate doing that, and that's one of the things that I didn't want to get into it and be like, hey, you're going to have a surprise if it is over that. And it was a house clean out, so it probably wouldn't be over that. And she probably wouldn't have exceeded my limits either. But she went with this other person because they didn't advertise up front that they had excess weight fees. Everybody does. It's part of the business. I can't imagine a business that would not have an excess fee unless you're running the dump and it's your dump or something. But still, then you got wear and tear on the equipment. I can't imagine that there would be a waste disposal service that doesn't charge for an excess tonnage fee. So that I lost that one for being upfront. I'm not going to change my business model. I'm going to tell everybody upfront and right off the bat that this is what it costs. This is the excess fees that you may incur. But whatever, it's not, you can't win them all. And I hear a lot of the guys on the Dumpsters 101 page say that if you got someone scrapping with you over $20, that's not your customer. And that's how I chalk it up. I'm like, okay, that's fine. I'll get on to the next one. So I don't want to argue a job over, $20 or $40. I don't want to deal with that person. So, but yeah, that's another one that kind of went by the wayside. But outside of that, I have had so much interest in people messaging me on Facebook and calling my phone, and my Google Ads thing is working. I'm not getting people to pull the trigger, and I'm starting to wonder if it is in fact my pricing, which here's my price. I'm gonna lay it out for you. 2 days is $300, and I'll give you a ton. Unless you're a commercial customer, so a contractor or something, I throw 2 tons in there. I like to do that in my brain because the household stuff, from everything I'm seeing, probably isn't going to be more than a ton. Commercial guys probably always going to be more than a ton. So I throw in, my prices are the same except for the 2 tons for a commercial guy, 1 ton for a homeowner. And then, so it's $300 for 2 days, $325 for 3 days. And then I have up to a week for $350 plus $10 a day after that. And then, 36 or 40, depending on whatever the landfill is at the time, per ton over, prorated, of course. And those are my prices. Now, I do see every once in a while guys on Marketplace that are like, I'm the lowest guy in town, I'm $200. And I'm like, dude, how are you working for $200? I don't get it. But I can't do that. I mean, I could if I just wanted to work as a hobby for fun or for free, but that's not what I'm doing here. I'm trying to make a business. So, excuse me, my goodness. Anyways, those are my numbers. I don't think they're outrageous. I'm in northern Alabama, and I think the average median household income here is like 50 grand a year, something around that neighborhood. So my prices don't seem outrageous, and every time I tell somebody my prices, they're not shocked. But those numbers seem to make sense for me, but I am considering turning them down a little bit to see if my volume goes up. I don't have any payments on my equipment, so I can use to make less upfront if I make more over the long run, just in volume. So that's one thing I'm considering as well. And one other avenue I'm considering is changing my approach to my marketing. So far, my marketing has been just me. I've done everything myself, made my logo and done all the ads and everything myself. I have an ace up my sleeve, so to speak. My best friend since childhood, he owns a marketing company and he is in business. It's exactly what he does. And, the reason I haven't involved him yet is because the dude is so busy and I don't want him to feel obligated to work on my stuff. And then especially, let me put you down right here. I don't want him to feel obligated to work on my stuff and then do me a friendship price, because we've been friends since we were I think he was 12 and I was 14 when we met. I'm 41 now, so we've known each other in our entire lives. And he runs his own business and he's got his own stuff going on, and I don't want to get in his way for my little business, because I would feel obligated to pay him his full rate, and he's $100 an hour or something like that. But anyways, he has offered to sit down and do a Zoom call with me, which I'm going to record and post. I'll probably put it on this video. Maybe I'll put it on the next video. I don't know. But I'm going to see what kind of tips and tricks he's going to offer and tell me kind of what avenue is best to point this thing down to get more return for my effort. And maybe it's just that my effort isn't that great yet, and I don't know what I'm doing, because I'm a business owner, but I don't know much about business. I'm learning as I go. And business is like anything else. You just don't know what you don't know. But I'm here to learn, and hopefully I can get it figured out. So look for that coming soon. His name is Ben May, and he's an amazingly talented guy. And I think we're going to have some pretty good nuggets of really helpful stuff come from that. All right, guys, hold the presses. Okay, so between the time I started filming this video and right now, I've managed to rent 14 days worth of dumpsters. I don't know how that happened, but I've got two 2-week rentals. One is a contractor up in Huntsville, which is 45 minutes from here, and another one is 4 minutes down the street from my house, literally 4 minutes down for a week. Man, I don't know. I've just went 180 on all this. I was feeling pretty down in the dumps about everything, and now all of a sudden I got one through Facebook and another, my phone rang. So the contractor, let me tell you about that one first. He does in-home remodels and stuff, and he more works out of the northern county north of here. But he wants to build a relationship with a dumpster guy and someone that has enough equipment to be reliable. He has a guy that he's used in the past that just couldn't keep up with what he needed, and I hope I can. I've only got 2 cans right now, but so yeah, hopefully I can do that for him. But anyways, he got my card from another guy, and I have been handing these cards out right and left, so I don't know who he got it from. I don't. He told me the guy's name, and I was like, yeah, it sounds cool. I don't know him. So that worked, and then the other one was through Facebook. So I've been really pushing all my advertising and stuff for about a month and a half now, and I'm starting to wonder if your business is kind of behind your advertising a little bit. Obviously, they're not keyed up like you do this bit of advertising and the next day the phone rings. Maybe it is, I don't know. But at least the word of mouth part, maybe that takes a while to get rolling, and that's what I'm seeing right now. And I was really depressed because I've been handing these things out, clearly for a month and a half, and it got into the hands of a guy that needed it. And I had a dumpster available, and it just all worked out together. So that's pretty cool. The commercial one, he said that he's interested in building a relationship, and he quoted me a price that he was given in the past that he had a dumpster guy previously, like I told you about. So that price was about $50 a week cheaper than what I rent mine for, or what I have them listed for. Because clearly I don't do too much business yet. But I made the deal with him. I said, yeah, you know what? Let's do the first one at your price, and we'll see how it works for me. Now he said that he doesn't normally go over any kind of weight limit. I told him it was a ton because that's what it's going to cost me. I included a ton in my price. So anything over that, oh no, he's a contractor. So for contractors, I include 2 tons. So I told him, the price includes 2 tons, and because I'm gonna have to pay to get rid of this stuff, and he assured me it's not gonna be a lot, and blah blah blah, and this and that. I said, okay, that's understandable. So I went with his price, and we'll just take a look at it at the end of it and kind of reevaluate our situation here. And if he wants to continue to use me and the profit on it is good and the work is continuous enough, I'll probably continue to do it at his price. If I need to come up $25 or $20 or something, then I need to come up, and we'll take a look at what it does. But he's been in business for a long time, and he knew what he was talking about. So I think that one's probably going to be pretty good. So yeah, 2 of these rentals just came around out of nowhere. So the day started as me like dreading making this video because I'm like, I need to tell everybody, how much business I'm not doing, and because I feel like I made a deal, with you guys. I'm going to put out this content and share with you along the story of everything, whether it's good or bad. And initially it was going to be bad, but it looks like it's going to turn around. So yeah, that's the update. Is I've got 2 in the bag for next week, starting Monday. I'm working a night shift Monday, so as soon as I get off on Sunday, I'm going to be doing some driving. So yeah, that's what my day's looking like. It's coming together. It's coming together. So I guess the moral here is don't quit. You never know what's just around the corner. There was a book I read several years back, and it was called like 2 feet from gold or 2 inches from gold or something like that. And the premise of it was that, the analogy was a miner, and he's digging in the ground, and, he stopped. One day he just got fed up. But what he didn't know is that he was 2 inches from gold. And if he would have just kept going, boom, he would have hit gold. Well, you never know where that gold is, where that vein of gold is running. And maybe sometimes it shows up on a Friday afternoon, and you get a phone call and an email message. And one of these people have already paid. So, it's you just never know. Business is like that. But there's also something about it that is so exciting to me, and it is such a rush. I never know when it's going to happen, what's going to happen, but I'm in it, and I want to be fluid and kind of work with it and make it all come together. It's just cool. If you're in business, you know what I'm talking about. It's very good. I like it. Anyways, you guys, thanks so much for watching this video. I hope it turned around. I hope the overall vibe of the video turned around. It was kind of somber at first, but now I'm pumped. So anyways, thanks so much. I'll keep you in the loop, and I'll definitely get some video from the drops of these 2 on Monday. Thanks, guys. See you soon.